Hello and welcome, I am Adele, and yesterday I did say that Morghur would be dead and would not be in the old world. What I actually meant was Gorfor at the time, and I made that mistake. Morghur wasn't born at the time. He was not born at the time of the old world, okay? Which means, really cool, Beasts of Chaos, gonna get brand new characters, which is always fantastic. So, new named characters is usually cool, probably get one to be, pretty dope. And Beasts of Chaos tend to look really cool. And so actually, let's talk about Morghur, Master of Skulls, and what sort of person he is. And if he is, because apparently he is not born yet, but that's never stopped GW changing established law, because, law is fluid, like water, it flows. Anyway, so born almost 3 centuries ago, the creature known as Morghur was far from a human child. With tooth and horn, he ripped his mother apart in his gory entrance to the world, while her features mutated horribly. Her distraught husband reached forward to strangle the twisted abomination, yet as his hands touched the foul creature, his body was also racked with hideous mutation. Days later, when a group of travelling players arrived at the small community on the outskirts of the dark forest of Arden, they found it in absolute chaos, recorded in the tragic Bretonnian poem Requiem. It is said that men crawled around in the mud like animals, their hands turned into hooves and limbs twisted and rearranged. The livestock walked around on its hind legs, speaking in unfathomable tongues as they devoured each other. In the following decades, a shudder touched the forest of Arden at its rotting heart. The trees contorted and twisted. It is said that their cries of anguish can be heard on the wind, and their skeletal-like limbs scratch and lash out at anyone who intrude into their mournful world. Parents scare their misbehaving young with tales of a mad creature that shambles tirelessly through the trees at night, turning harmless little animals into rabid killers and torturing the trees, forcing them against their will to invade the lands of men and steal naughty children from their beds. Little do they know how true the tales are. Having crawled into the forest as a misshapen and deadly babe, Morghur lives deep within a cave, hidden in one of the darkest groves. The dank stone walls of this cave flow like water in his presence, constantly reforming to mirror the dark visions that plague him. At all times, Morghur's mind is filled with images of destruction, fire, and desolation. Burning hatred simmers within his heart, and he is consumed with a desire to make his waking dreams become reality, to rip down civilization in all its forms, to shatter order wherever it is found, and to change the world constantly and randomly. As he walks the forest, everything in his presence is irrevocably changed. Grass turns black and grows in strange patterns beneath his hoofs. Streams begin to flow backwards and animals mutate horribly. Beastmen revere Morghur, believing that his spirit walked the world before the birth of their race. The incarnation of disorder and chaotica, they set out from thousands of miles away to stand in his presence, drawn to him by urges they do not question. A tainted pilgrimage that often destroys them. Only the strongest will to survive such an encounter, though their minds are usually shattered and plagued by visions of ever after. The bodies of most are racked by fatal change, though those few that do live on with their minds intact return to their warheads, where they are regarded with awe and respect, and invariably rise to become powerful war gods and beast lords. The shaman claim that if the physical body of Morghur is cut down, his spirit is reborn elsewhere. Indeed, creatures of similar description have been recorded all across the known world, and darkness and taint always followed in his wake. The elves know this building as Scienfeld, the corrupter, and amongst the dwarves he is Gordon. Legends of the Empire claim that in ages long past, this being made the Dracovold forest in the dark and twisted place it is today, where Morghur was known as the Shadow Gate. Nevertheless, the only one to perhaps understand the true horror and revulsion that is Morghur is Ariel of the Wood Elves. It is she alone who truly perceives the black and expansive essence of Morghur. Too powerful a spirit to be contained in a single physical form, a silent, unseen war rages in the dark forest between the Wood Elves and the Beastmen, and Ariel seeks a way to destroy Morghur forever. Well, with every passing year, ever more Beastmen are drawn to his distorted realm. Anyway, so yeah. So, while we won't actually get Morghur, we will get a version of him by the looks of it, because, you know, ever-living living presence and spiritual and stuff like that. Which will be great, actually, because it'll be a good twist to say that he actually is a reincarnation, you know, expanding his lore even further into the old world. And it'll be, because he is actually a pretty good looking model, he was anyway, and to actually have that expanded into the warlord and actually be able to use him, but, you know, maybe someone different. Pretty cool, actually. I like the idea of reincarnation within fantasy. It usually has a nice little twist to it, and having a beastman constantly being reincarnated into different versions of himself throughout time always adds something cool. So yeah, Morghur, one of the coolest beastmen that ever walked, even though, you know, touching him might have turned you into anything really, like just some tentacly blob octopus with, I don't know, glasses. With glasses. There you go. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this telling of Morghur, the Master of Skulls for Warhammer lore. I do enjoy Chaos. I think Chaos is going to be really fun for the old world. I hope to see you all again soon. And yeah, you know, link to Wayland Games, Element Games, Forbidden Planet, I'll make my merchandise is all down below. Of course, the discounts in Element Games, Wayland Games if you collect Warhammer, and of course, I do like that. Yeah, Patreon as well if you want to give me money, but as always, don't just give me money, treat yourself to something nice because you deserve it. You're special and you're great just for watching this video to this far. What character do you think we should talk about next? Which one do you like? What name character is fantastic and brilliant and all of Warhammer the Old World? I'm not going to do Malus Darkblade because his books are so long and it would take absolutely forever just to do one thing on him. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.